statement for someone that couldn't be here today. The statement's from Eleanor Bravo, Southwest Director of Food and Water Watch.
It's from last name,
Eleanor Bravo.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Says members of the Public Regulatory Commission. I apologize that I cannot be here in person to deliver this statement. You can learn more about our organization at www.foodandwaterwatch.org. We represent a membership of upward of 10,000 New Mexicans. We call upon you to steer our state in the right direction, which is an immediate and just transition to renewables. Our state and our planet can no longer continue to squander millions of gallons of fresh water and fracking endanger the health and welfare of citizens all over the state and pollute our air, causing increased respiratory distress. Public Service Company of New Mexico is anything but public. They are beholden to shareholders and have no stake in preserving natural resources and public health. Their motivation is profit over public good. PNM's leadership has known for years of the imperative to transition to renewables and done little to address this growing mandate. It is your job to make sure that companies like PNM are acting in the best interest of the public, and as our elected officials, we demand that you give this issue your most serious attention and examination of all the facts presented to you. We are very concerned about the 456 megawatts of natural gas that PNM is proposing. Natural gas extraction is a threat to our precious water resources and stability of our climate. It requires high capital investments that could be stranded in the future. Earlier this year, the Arizona Public Regulation Commission placed a moratorium on any new gas plants. It has rejected the utility's IRP proposal due to its over-reliance on gas, and has required that the utility first consider renewables and storage before any future requests for natural gas expansion are made. Given the capital expense of new natural gas supplies, as well as the likelihood of stranded assets in the future that will impact ratepayers, this measure by the Arizona PUC is a wise one. Arizona, like New Mexico, is also experiencing the effects of climate change and recognizes the threat posed by further natural gas development. Most egregious in the PNM plan is their intention to rely on nuclear sources for energy. Right now, the people of New Mexico and a number of other states are fighting a proposed interim storage facility proposed by Holtec International. Radioactive waste from all over the country would be transported by rail thousands of miles through countless towns and cities to southern New Mexico to land characterized by them as useless. Should an accident occur during transport, a more than 50-mile radius would suffer contamination. Our desert is a fragile ecosystem and should not become a dumping ground for an industry, which is on its way out. The only way to deal with nuclear waste is to cease its production and transition to renewables. Introduced into the House of Representatives is the Off Fossil Fuels for a Better Future Act by Hawaiian Congressman Tulsi Gabbard. Follow the recommendations of this act to get off fossil fuels and lead New Mexico to an immediate and just transition to renewables.
Thank you, sir.